Welcome to this guided meditation on using energy tools to clear out your energetic body and field, as well as releasing energetic information that no longer serves you. We'll be learning to manipulate and use these energetic processes to help you to be in present time, more connected to the earth, more inspired from the higher realms. You'll learn how this will help raise your frequency, so that you can be more the true you with less interference. If you could, please find a comfortable chair. And once you're there, place both of your feet flat on the ground and your palms in your lap facing up. Let's sit up nice and tall. Now, before we begin, we're going to take a deep, cleansing breath to signal to our body that we're ready to start. So if you would, breathe in for a count of 4 and release through the mouth. Here you go. And out. Now, when you release next time, I'd like you to picture your belly just letting go. So one more time, breathe in for 4 and let it go. We're going to begin by doing an energetic grounding. This will allow our energy body to release any energy that no longer serves it and any energy that belongs to someone else. So with your feet flat on the ground and your eyes closed, I'd like you to picture in your mind, off to the side of your chair, a giant tube. We're going to call it a grounding cord, but in actuality, when you picture it in your mind, it's going to look like an empty telephone pole. It'll be any color that you like, but make it nice and large. Very good. Now I want you to see that grounding cord or tube come up under your chair. And it's going to rise up to the first chakra there at the base of the spine. To connect in, if you're in a female body type, imagine that cord or tube going over the first chakra and going up to about your navel. And if you're in a male body type, you're going to connect it at the bottom of your root chakra where your seat meets the seat that you're sitting in. Now the other end of that grounding cord or tube will continue through the floor. It's going to drop down into the earth's crust through rock, sand, maybe oil, as it travels all the way down to the center of the earth. See in your mind's eye the center of the earth, and just take a moment to see what it looks like for you today. It really could be anything. It could be a big giant ball of molten lava. It could be a crystal. It could be a rose. It could be anything. But whatever it is, it's just right for you today. Now picture with your mind's eye that grounding cord buried deep into the center of the earth. It's kind of like a straw in sand. Just see it twisting in. Make it nice and secure. Now that we've secured one end to our chakra and the other end to the center of the earth, I want you to bring your attention, see in your mind's eye that area underneath your chair. And on the side of that grounding cord or tube, I want you to see a giant golden button. We're going to press that golden button with a psychic finger. So just picture that in your mind, a hand pressing a golden button, and just let go. When you set that action, when you set that intention, you're now releasing that excess energy that you no longer need within the body, or energy that belongs to someone else. That energy is going to travel down the tube or grounding cord all the way to the center of the earth, where it will be repurposed and sent back to where it belongs. Just feel your body release anything that happened today, any aggravations, anything that anyone said that bothered you. Just release. And we're going to release anything that's just not relevant to our needs at this time. Very good. Bring your awareness to your feet. Are there any areas in your feet that feel tight or painful? If so, in your mind's eye, I want you to picture the energy of your body shifting, just moving or rocking back and forth in that area, just side to side, right to left. As we do that, we're loosening up the stagnant energy that's in that tight area. And once it's ready to fully release, you'll see that old energy start to break up, and it'll travel through the feet, the ankles, through the shins, the knees, the thighs, the hips, all the way into that grounding cord. And that's where it's going to keep cycling through. We know that once we activate the cord, that excess energy, that stagnant energy, is just going to keep going down to the center of the earth. Now take your awareness to the rest of your legs. Are there any areas that feel tight or painful? I want you to just picture that energy in your legs, rocking back and forth, loosening up, and then traveling through the legs and into the grounding cord and down the cord. Now take your awareness to the crown of your head. Let go. And let's move to the back of the head. Just release. Feel the face go slack. Feel your shoulders drop, making your hands sink just a little further into the lap. If you notice any tight areas in the shoulders or the back, I want you to picture that energy within you, shifting side to side, back and forth, breaking up. Now take one more big breath in for a count of 4. And when you release, let go of that belly, just let go. There you go. Next, we're going to run an earth energy through our legs. This will help us not only remain grounded, but it brings up that nourishing earth energy that helps keep us present and connected to the earth. It will also release some of that old information that we no longer need, old pictures, old stories. So in your mind's eye, I want you to just picture the earth below you and take your attention deep into the soil, maybe 25, 50 miles deep. And just notice if there's a color of energy that stands out to you today. See the different patches of energy throughout the earth. And once you notice a color, one that gets your attention, I want you to see that energy travel up through the earth, through the rock and sand, through the crust, and it's going to go all the way to the bottoms of your feet. And once it's there, I want you to see in your mind the chakras on the bottom of your feet. They're going to start to open, sort of like camera lenses. And we're going to let that energy in. Let it swirl around any tight areas in the toes, in the joints. Just feel that energy. It's going to help us release and loosen anything that's frozen or stuck. Now move it through the ankles And see that energy start to rise, that colorful energy into the shins. Again, if there's any tight areas, swirl it around. Feel it in the knees, let it swirl. The thighs, same thing. Into the hips. And now it's going to go into that first chakra at the base of your spine and down the grounding cord. And this is going to just keep cycling. You don't have to really give it any attention. It's just going to keep running through the feet, the legs, the hips, and down the grounding cord. Very good. Now, next, we're going to run a cosmic energy, universal energy, or source energy. There's many available energies to us throughout the universe, but for this particular practice, we're going to run the highest of energies that comes from source. So I want you to take your attention in your mind's eye and travel all the way to the edge of the universe. Very good. And once you're there, I want you to see how Source, the Supreme Being, your God or Goddess, looks to you today. Is it a gaseous cloud, a being, an object? It can be anything, but it will be something. And that image is just right for you today. Very good. Say hello. We're going to sit for a moment in that energy and just see how that feels. I'll give you a moment. Now we're going to ask the Supreme Being or Source for the best possible energy for our energetic meditation today. I want you to see a color of energy that travels from Source all the way through space to the crown of your head. And while that energy is just pooling, I'm going to explain how it's going to run through your body. So there are two channels, two energetic channels that run down the back of your head. Those channels will continue down the back of the neck. And once the neck meets the shoulders, those two channels will split, and those two will become four. Now, those four obviously can be wider, so they're going to go all the way through the back. And those channels are going to come together at the base of the spine, back into two channels again. Okay, so now that beautiful energy that's been collecting at your crown, I want you to release it now and watch as it travels down the back of the head, down the neck. Notice the color. See that split from 2 to 4, and just feel as that energy goes down the back all the way to the base where it comes together into two channels and then down the grounding cord. You now have this beautiful stream of energy going straight from Source to the crown of your head, down your back, and into the grounding cord. And that's all the attention you need to give it. It will continue to run just with your intention. Now let's take a moment and see how that energy feels, and just notice what you notice. Now, while that's running, let's discuss the front channels of the body. And as part of this exercise, we will run a mixture of the earth and cosmic energies through these front channels. And when you look at the chakras straight on, They kind of have a look of round discs, but if you turn yourself to the side, they look more like tornadoes with a small part facing you. So let's begin. See the root chakra, that bottom chakra at the base of the spine. Its tornado faces the earth with a single point meeting the seat where you sit, kind of like a traffic cone, and you're sitting on the small part. Inside that root chakra, we're going to now create a mix of energies, a mix of the cosmic and a mix of the earth. Whatever is not included in this mix will just keep going down the grounding cord. I would like you to, in your mind's eye, see 90% of that cosmic energy and 10% of the earth energy mixed together. Great. Now this mixture can be any color. Red, blue, do not necessarily make purple. They may be gold. It can be any color. Any of the energies that we're running can be any color, but we do try not to run white or black. Not that they're good or bad. It's just that white energy tends to be really high vibrating, and it can make us unconscious during the meditation and also a little bit that way after the meditation. So we try not to run white energy if we can. Black energy is just other people's energy. It's not good or bad. It's just other people's energy. And we're trying to run our own energy so that we run the most optimally, the most us we can be. So here we go. It'll go up that first channel to the second chakra below the navel. And it's going to fill in front to back. So just see that energy traveling out through that tornado in front of you in the front of the second chakra, and then out through the back of that second chakra. Very good. And then it's going to rise up to the third chakra, right above the navel, filling it in front to back. Now it's going to rise up to the heart chakra. Take a big breath and just feel as that energy moves forward and back and opens just a little bit more. Just notice what you notice. Very good. Now see as that rises to the throat chakra. And now to the third eye, right behind the eyes. Feel that beautiful energy. Let's take our awareness to this area behind the third eye, or behind our eyes to the third eye, I should say. We call this being centered, or in the center of our head, and this is the area where we generally try to have our attention when we're meditating. Often if we're seeing clairvoyantly, this is another time where we would have our attention here. This is where we operate from. And it's what we call being grounded and centered. All right, very good. Now watch that energy in your mind's eye go all the way up to the crown of your head. And from here, it's going to spout out of the top, just like a whale spout, nice and big. When it does that, that wonderful energy completely covers your aura, washing it off with this blend of energies. It's going to help clear off some of those unwanted energetic pictures, information that we have carried with us that we no longer need. It's going to permeate all layers of that aura, clearing and cleansing it as it travels down to our feet. When it arrives down at the ground level, it's going to go down the grounding cord. Very good. Lastly, we have two other areas that need to have energy running through their channels. And so this begins at the front of the throat, that throat chakra. We have channels that split off and run down the arms and into the palms of the hands. So at the throat, right there in the front, I want you to picture in your mind's eye about 15% of that mixture of cosmic and earth. Just see it go down each arm, past the shoulders, down the biceps, the forearms, and then they're going to make tiny spouts out the palms of the hands. Very good. Now, normally we run energies all the time, unconsciously. But when we do it this way, we're doing it consciously, making us fully aware of how that energy feels and of the shifts that are happening as we choose to run the energies that will specifically help us with our needs at different times. I want you to close your eyes and just notice in your mind's eye what your body feels like at this time. Take a moment. Are there any tight areas that need to be addressed? If there are, I want you to swirl whatever energy is near that spot into that area. Let it go. Take a deep breath. Let it out. And just let that energy run. Maybe turn it up a little. Let's take a moment and see how that feels. If we just we open up our channels a little bit wider. Feel how that feels. Very good. We're going to let anything go that we do not need at this time. Down the grounding cord. Let's again take our awareness to just behind our eyes and notice how it feels to be centered. Now, what does this space look like for you? Do you need to turn the light on? Just feel everything. Notice anything that seems unusual or different or just hadn't caught your attention before now. Now that we've released all of this energy and information that we don't need, we're going to give back to ourselves energies that we do want in our energetic field. So in your mind's eye, I want you to see a giant golden sphere over the crown of your head. We call this a golden sun, and it's about 10 feet or 3 meters across. I want you to see a magnet with your name on it placed inside. It's going to rest at the bottom of the sphere. And we are setting our intention or our focus on having energies that we have left at the bank, at the store, at work, or at school. Wherever you've left parts of your energy, we're going to call them back at this time. So in your mind's eye, I want you to see colors traveling from all over. Reds, blues, greens and yellows, all the colors that represent energies and their frequencies. As you see any black or white energy, they will dissolve once they touch the energy of the golden sun. Now, you are more you. But as a special treat to yourself, let's add additional energies that we would like to have in our field today. If you would like to have the frequency of abundance, call that energy into your sphere and just see what that color looks like to you as it travels from time and space into your golden sun. How about childlike amusement, love, clarity? Whatever you think you need, let's call that energy into our sphere and just notice what color that looks like for you. Very good. Lastly, let's ask Source or the Supreme Being to add whatever energy they feel we need at this time. And when your sun is full, picture psychic hands reaching up, grabbing it, cracking it like an egg over the top of your head. And just let that amazing energy travel through your field, your aura, your channels, your chakras, until all of your energetic field and all of your energetic body is full of this wonderful, high vibrational energy. Very good. And when you're ready, I want you to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, open your eyes, and come on back. Great job.